As we talked about last week, Blake Griffin has officially cleared waivers. He's no longer with the Detroit Pistons. Gave them back a lot of money that was left on his contract, about $17 million. Blake Griffin has officially signed with the Brooklyn Nets for the remainder of the season. It's the veterans minimum, and that's a very important thing right there, that they got Blake on the veterans minimum. The Brooklyn Nets still have a couple of roster spots open, and I don't think they're done. We'll probably talk about that in another video. But for all intents and purposes, I want to focus on what I believe Blake Griffin will give the Brooklyn Nets. I don't know. I know that's not the answer you're looking for when you click on a video like mine, but please don't turn this off. I got great reasoning why I don't know what Blake Griffin is going to be for the Brooklyn Nets. First off, I think they got a guy in Jeff Green who, at this point in their career, is probably a little more athletic than Blake and can guard more positions than Blake Griffin. So we're talking about Blake Griffin in a backup role capacity, maybe in the playoffs. He might get more minutes than Jeff Green. We'll see. DeAndre Jordan, we'll see how his body holds up. He's got a lot of wear and tear on that body. But in regards to Blake Griffin, I do think it's worth noting there are two instances where I can't be my best version of myself in judging or assessing a player's talents and what they're going to bring to a team, right? We obviously, I love coming on this platform, but there are two instances where I try to stay away from. When a guy is injured or coming off of an injury, like a real injury. And the second one is when a guy's not motivated. And we got both of those for Blake Griffin. So I really don't know what Blake Griffin is going to be for the Detroit Pistons. I can tell you this, Blake Griffin, who at one point in time was known as the dunker of the league, one of the best in-game dunkers of all time, if not the best in-game dunker of all time. He's up there with Vince Carter and Tracy McGrady and company. And Mike, I can tell you this though, Blake Griffin has no dunks this year for Detroit. You understand what I'm, like this dude went from the dunker to no dunk, and he still can get up. I know he's got some injuries, but he still can get up. And I'm trying to put together, is that because of his body being worn out and he just doesn't want to do it and take the chance of getting injured again? Or is he just not motivated? I don't know. I don't know. If it's a little bit of both, we'll see what Brooklyn is able to get in Blake. But if it is more of motivation than anything, if he just was like, yo, look, I came to Detroit, the Clippers traded me. We know Blake Griffin is a West Coast type of guy. Come on now. We know he's like one of those Kardashian type dudes. We know what this is about. Come on, Blake Griffin, say what you want about him. He swallowed his pride, and he was traded from the Clippers. They dissed him, and they traded him to Detroit, and he didn't complain about it. Now, I have heard behind the scenes every chance he got, he private jetted his behind from Detroit after every game he could and went right to his crib in the West Coast. I heard that. But, hey, that don't even matter. As long as you're there when you need to be there for Detroit, that was all that matters. He didn't complain publicly. But I wonder, just because you don't complain publicly doesn't mean that you're happy privately. I wonder if Blake Griffin swallowed his pride and just didn't say anything about playing in Detroit, and then maybe like behind the scenes, he didn't put the work in his game. I wonder. I don't know. But if that is the case, if the Nets are getting a more motivated Blake, who clearly we know what he's trying to do. He's not an old guy, by the way. If Blake's trying to win a championship, rebrand, then hit free agency this summer with a different image. If he's trying to do that, we've seen it work out for guys. We've also seen it not work out for guys. So I am interested to see, like Dwight Howard. That's what he tried to do. I know Dwight's a little older than Blake, but that's what Dwight tried to do. It didn't necessarily work out for Dwight in his favor like he thought he would have after winning a championship with the Lakers sacrificing. We'll see what happens with Blake. In this situation, it could work out. That would be great to see Blake Griffin. He's a name. Like the casual fan knows Blake Griffin, especially after he jumped over that car in that dunk contest many years ago. We will see. I bet this, if I had to put a bet out, I believe Blake's got something left in the tank. I believe you're going to look up and be like, wait, Harden just threw an alley up to Blake? Wait, where was that Blake Griffin at? I ain't seen Blake go up and windmill like that in years. All of a sudden, you get some open looks, and now he can shoot the ball better than he did when he was with the Clippers. He established that in Detroit. And now this dude, I bet all of a sudden we see him, he gets some open lanes cutting to the rim. All of a sudden, you see some passes. You're like, wait, he can still do that at the rim? I'm telling you, man, motivation is a real thing. Injuries are also a real thing. Blake's had to deal with both of them over the last couple years. It definitely does make it tough to judge what does Blake Griffin have left in the tank as he now joins a team that are, for all intents and purposes, the favorites to win the championship this year.
Catch full new episodes of FERRO's music-based platform every day only on YouTube at It's Mr. Taliaferro. You can also find clips, updates, giveaways, and more on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, also at It's Mr. Taliaferro. For all basketball fans, make sure you tune in to FERRO's daily highlights, reports, and commentary on YouTube at FERRO, and even more updates on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at FERRO as well.